Good evening, everyone. My name is Camila Williams. I am the Quality Assurance Coordinator for Lutheran Adoption Service, and I would like to introduce to you one of our adoptive parents, Mrs. Lisa Carver.
Good evening, everyone. I'm a little nervous, but we made it. We were in the car trying to find a place. But the three noises you hear at the back of the room are my three adopted children, which I adopted at one time, all three of them. And I had them as babies. And this is kind of hard right now because the unspeakable happened. My husband passed right in the middle of all this. He just passed about 7 months ago. So I'm just a little nervous about it, but these are his kids. And he was there all the way from the beginning. We had just decided to be foster parents. And we agreed that the ages was gonna only be like newborn to 4. And I only been a foster parent since 2011. And I only had 4 children in my home. The first one, I was like his 4th home. So he and I, we agreed that no matter what, we was gonna stick with this little boy until whatever situation became of his natural mother. And he had become to be a little too difficult to handle, but I have no kids of my own. So we hung on to him as long as we could. And then as we started opening our homes to other kids, we were getting them as babies, and the situation was getting kind of violent. So we had to agree to let him go. So the other 3 I have the first little girl they brought to me was 6 months, 6 weeks old. I had no idea what to do with the baby because I never had any kids. So as soon as they dropped her off and we talked and they left, I got on the phone with my sisters back there. I'm like, I see this little wrinkly little thing looking at me. I said, what do I do next? She say, is she crying? I'm like, no, well, she's not hungry. I said, well, how would I know? She said, well, she started screaming, started kicking, it's time to eat. And she said, you do know you boil your bottles. I'm like, oh, okay, do I? So I had no idea. So it doesn't matter if you don't know. Be willing to learn. And my husband and I, we were a tag team. Everybody knows us at Lutheran. They know us. We never missed a meeting. We always followed all the instructions. We did all we could do. And he would take someone to family visits because they were still visiting with their moms. So he would, if he wasn't working, he would go. If I wasn't working, I would go. And I would have the clothes set out. All he had to do was dress them, and he would comb. Because some nights I didn't get a chance to comb Jada's hair, so I'm like, oh, what is she gonna look like when I get on work? He had her hair comb. He had her hair comb, and he had to worry about dressing because I picked out everything. But in the midst of all this, he had diabetes really, really bad. So when he passed, I tried to explain to the kids, you know, that I'm here, and if you ask any one of them back there now, they'll tell you, I'll go with that dad, they'll say you're sleeping in heaven. So I let them know, you know, he's at peace. I'm a single parent, never had any kids, and I got these babies just coming out of everywhere. I wouldn't change it for nothing. I love all of them. And the little boy, we kind of had difficulty, here you come, with his situation. So it took a little while longer, but we submitted all the papers at once. And so by the time it was final for him, I was the only one that was able to sign for little Amir. Say hello. Hello. So how you doing? I had him at 9 months. He's 4, you know, 2. He's 4, and he's in school. And I think Lutheran because they gave me an opportunity to open my heart. And every time we thought we were going to lose one, my husband would be sitting in the court shaking. His knee would be doing this. And I'm like, what's wrong? He's like, they can't take my babies. I said, they're not going to take your babies. And this one here is really, really special. He's really special to us, well, to me, because they thought I was going to change my mind because my husband died in the midst of it. I'm like, no, this is my child. I've had him since I was 9 months. And I remember Mrs. Tanya calling me, and I was down at the morgue. But I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go on with it. I'm gonna go on with it. This is my child. Who is your mommy?
You like
And it's just been an experience. I loved it. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of work because I never experienced the diaper changing thing. I got nieces, but every time a poopy diaper came, I would do like this. I wouldn't, and my sister tell you, I wouldn't touch one. But now, when I had 9 months, 6 weeks, and 9 days, my husband and I picked up the little one from the hospital. She was so tiny, I didn't even dress her. He had to dress. I didn't even dress her. But the experience with Luther has been wonderful. The social workers has been wonderful. And I learned, because I was in the car and I just was going through my radio and I heard this, be a foster parent. And I just went home and I talked to my husband about it. He's like, you sure? I'm like, yes. And we got into it, and as time passed, we're like, is they gonna come here every month? I'm like, yeah, they gotta be here every month. So we had the monthly visits, the family visits, and like the video was saying, they don't take no kid and put them in no house that's leaning sideways. Your house had to be clean, you had to be up to code, you have to have income, you know, and I wouldn't give neither one of them back. There's a little handful now being a single parent. And then with me being 50, I'm like, oh my God, what was I thinking? And my mom tells me all the time, she's like, who told you to wait to get in your hundreds to try to raise babies? But I love it. And I had to close my foster care because it was like too much. Single parent, and we're dealing with our grief. But everyone's doing good, and I'm surprised they're acting this nice. Okay, thank you for coming up here. That's all I wanted to say. So if you can encourage people to open their homes, be a foster parent, it's gonna hurt because some of you have to send back, and some you only had the one I had to send back, and the rest of them has been with me as babies. I'm the only mom, and my husband was the only dad. Hello, dear. Turn around and say hello. Turn around and say hello.
Hello. How you doing?
I had her at 6 weeks. This is the little baby. I was like, oh, what am I supposed to do? And my sister and my family coached me. Okay, you want to sing?
Yeah.
Sing.
Thank you.
Right, okay.
Thank you.